Hello, all you thoughtfully made people out there. It's Courtney Morrison with Made Architecture and Design, back with another week in review. So last Saturday, we had a family day and just hung out, played, things like that. And then on Sunday, went to church, had another family day. It was great. And then on Monday was actually my wife's birthday, so we took most of the day off and spent the day together, got some coffee, went on a walk, things like that. And then on Tuesday, back in the studio, I got a permit set out for the client who's doing the automotive paint and wrap finishing job. I got the permit sent out. Then I had lunch with an architect here in town who runs a firm, and we're connected on LinkedIn, but I never met. And I got an alert on LinkedIn that said to congratulate him on his 20th anniversary at work. And I just thought, wow, I've been a long time admirer of their work, but like I said, never met him. And so just sent him a message on LinkedIn and said, hey, congratulations. I'd love to get together, buy you lunch, pick your brain, things like that. So it was great. We had a long lunch, and he was very forthcoming with, just what they do and how they do it, and encouraging and things like that. So it was great. I'm glad to have connected with him. And then later that afternoon, I got in touch with Cobb County Zoning. I have a client who is looking to do a detached garage, but they have a lake at the back of the property. They have a sanitary sewer easement that runs through it, and the garage, being an accessory structure, is supposed to be in the back of the property or behind the primary structure, and it can't be because of where the easement is. And so we're looking at variances to encroach on the side and rear yard setbacks and things like that. So I marked up a survey, which is critical. You gotta have a survey, and sent that into the Cobb County zoning office to ask them some questions about what we should do and how we should proceed, and got some helpful responses back, and was able to communicate that to the client and figure out the best path forward. And then on Wednesday, I did some financial cleanup from the month of July, wrapping up the month there. Always fun issues with QuickBooks. I've talked about that before. And then we did Marketing Monday on Wednesday, which was really just me and my wife sitting down. We had purchased earlier in the year a course that the 30 by 40 architecture studio or design studio, Eric Reinhold, had put out. And we started going through it, and then summer came and our whole rhythm got interrupted. And so now my daughter's in school, and so my wife has a little bit more availability. So her and I are starting to pick that back up, and hopefully ramping up our marketing efforts for the year, at least for the school year, while she has time. So we did that on Wednesday morning, and then I had lunch with a contact who's a young pastor, and we've had lunch once before earlier this year. So I got together again and got to catch up with him. He's a really good dude, and I really enjoy his company. So it was great to sit down and chat with him. So that was a lot of fun. Thursday, I got a proposal out for a medical office building interior fit out that I had been invited to propose on. I got lunch with my brother-in-law, who's a mechanical engineer here in town, and he and I haven't really worked together. We just kind of do separate things, but obviously, we're family, and he runs a kind of a similar business. He's years ahead of me and is bigger shop than I am, but has a lot of things to offer. Plus, I just love him and love his kids and his wife and stuff. His family is great to be around. So it was good to see him for lunch. And then, so Thursday, kind of a weird day, really, because my second favorite sporting event of the year started on Thursday, which is the CrossFit Games. I've mentioned on here that I'm a big fan of the Masters Golf Tournament. I'd say that's my number one favorite sporting event of the year. The number two would be the CrossFit Games. They started on Thursday, and so I'm kind of, paying attention to that and working, things like that. And that morning, the very first event of the first day, one of the competitors drowns in a lake in an open water swim. It was just terrible. And so really that kind of put me in a funk for the rest of the day. I didn't know the competitor, but I'm a fan of the sport, and I hate to see something like that happen. And so it was really sad, but they continued on with the games, for better, for worse, right or wrong. And but yeah, so that was kind of put a cloud over the day on Thursday for me, for sure. And then did some impervious surface calcs for a project, and continue to work on I have a bonus room project, and a client who is looking to change up their design a little bit. And so I had to look at some different options for them, and it's really challenging, whereas I had completed one scheme, and then they asked about this other scheme, and so the variables here are just a little bit different, and so having to really think through it differently, where I feel like I'd already kind of solved the problem once, having to solve the same problem just in a different way for them, and so it's taken a good bit of thought on my part to do that. And then Friday afternoon, I had golf with a friend of mine who has resigned from one position to take another position, and he called and asked if we could celebrate, and I said, sure, let's do it. So we got a late tee time on Friday afternoon, so I went and played golf with him. Really just a great friend and a great opportunity for him, and was just really excited to celebrate. And I kind of try to keep a flexible schedule for things like that. It's not always golf all the time. Sometimes it's a sick kid or something like that, but this time it was good to get out, even though it was crazy hot here in Georgia, but it was fun, and I got to celebrate my buddy, so that was good. This weekend coming up, Saturday will be a family day, and then Sunday I've actually got another round of golf for a friend. It's his birthday, another architect friend, longtime friend of mine, so we'll play golf again on Sunday. So it's kind of rare that I get to play golf 2 times like that in a 3-day span, but I'm really grateful for it because I love to play. And so, yeah, that's all we've got for this week. If you guys have questions, comments, thoughts on who we are, what we do, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to respond to them in a future week in review. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. In the meantime, y'all be particular, and we'll talk again soon.